Hey everyone! I'm working on a free motion embroidery project here, and I wanted to share with you some of the tools that you need to get started with free motion embroidery on your sewing machine. So this is the project that I'm working on, and it's from a vintage pattern that I digitized and then printed out on this paper. So the paper that I used is this sulky paper that you can put in your printer. It is adhesive and it feels kind of like fabric, and it's water soluble. So once I've printed on it, and you can kind of see here this little outline of it here, I printed it, I cut it out, I stuck it to my fabric, and then I've been sewing on it. So once I'm done, I'll be able to wash this, and this will all go away, and all you'll see is the line of stitching. So to get started with this, for free motion embroidery, you don't want your feed dogs engaged. So I have a little cover on mine here, but you may have an option on your sewing machine to drop your feed dogs. So basically you want to be able to move the fabric any which way you want, rather than just having it completely constantly pulled backwards. So you want to be able to move it around in different directions and cover these petals and things. And then the next thing you'll need is I have an embroidery foot on my sewing machine, and you can kind of see there's a little arm that goes over the needle lever here, needle bar, and there's a spring here. And so when I put the presser foot down, I'll put the fabric in here so you can kind of see too. So even when I have the presser foot down, you can still kind of move the fabric around. It doesn't hold the fabric in place the way that a lot of presser feet do, so you can move it more easily. And the spring kind of helps with that too. And I'll do a separate video of me showing some free motion embroidery. And the next thing that I'm using, that you might be able to see, is I have this paper on the back. So with a lot of embroidery, you might use an embroidery hoop, which will kind of hold it taut and keep it so that the fabric doesn't pucker, and just sort of make it a little bit easier to embroider on. So because this is on the edge, you could put it in an embroidery hoop, but it would be a little difficult to get these little edges in there too. So I'm using this tearaway stabilizer. So again, once I'm done, I can peel this off. It won't be there, but for now it adds a little bit of extra stiffness. And I've heard that people use tissue paper for this as well, so you could try that out too. And then I'm using an embroidery needle, because this rayon thread that I have is a little bit thicker than regular sewing thread. So you want the embroidery needle so that it doesn't get caught in your needle and cause problems. Alright, so these are all the tools that you need to get started with free motion embroidery. I hope this helped. Thanks.